स्टेशन में अच्छे अच्छों की हेकड़ी निकल जाती है, ये क्या है?
ज्योत जलाओ मिलकर गाओ, ज्योत जलाओ मिलकर गाओ, साईं की महिमा, साईं की महिमा। गुरु इंसान की माँ होता है, इंसान का पिता, मित्र, भाई, बहन और मालिक भी होता है।
Who doesn't love to decorate their home or apartment with a beautiful candle? Well, they add warmth and light to every space and generally gives you your home a little bit cozier. Well, let's be honest out here, it's difficult not to like candles, and when you learn how to make them from scratch, yes, your sense of pride makes them even better. Well, in this very episode of How They Do It, we are going to introduce you all to that particular person who is the breadwinner of a family and also has managed to start up a business of candle making, and she is also one of the inspiration for the youths of this generation. Hello Kong, ti kum nu pilong. Ti akwa ban shu pliu jing mot bat phi mo. Ti kania kam na du man nu plasing kania kam bat kum nu plasing kania kam.
Ya kani ka kam hi ka jing persang jonga kala long na du arah jar pra. Te kaba ngala hiban penyan yo yaki mar jonga pada kede na du arah jar khatsa.
Te Kong haba pisang kani business pidan em ki jing pen kiang mo por ba pisang kani business ne kumtaken por pilang stang kani business.
Kiding pengkiang le ki babun. Namar kijing ki long hakaliang kapisa kapilan mo te empat dan be itu meno-meno yang kumno bangan sang ye itai kam jonga mo nrei ngayai persang ngayai tre suki pesuki ngalum kita ki pisa mo khandiat khan sait na ka banga snai membati tanga sayo ban thiet ka wei ka mul ka mesin te nga sa sedang ban tre kan te nrei uyaj ba kan ni membati pada ngasung thu ki dukan ru ki ban ordar nang ta pada idon sa iwe perlok jangama ibaya rap ban ra kelang ya kita te kamut uyaj ba te ngasung thu bo uyaj te ngasa dang yai tre sitam kan
Te phiyo jing hikai ka batre ni membati por bidang sna phiyo jing hikai no
ya uni membati hi ngam sem lek ki training sem dan ba hikai yang aman no menoro te kadehi da ka jing perkhat ka jing mudur ka jong
ta kasap ka jong phi hikan. Okay, te phidan ki bombati ki katnu jat ki bombati phi snaken
bunjat ki bombati to namar nga sna da ki tiru mo hanmit
te pishna hanmit ben takti ben kam dan kar khanam dan e te phidan ki khna ru phiong ba phi eye training
menta ars na mi ai te ki khna ki las dang ban tip mo sa phang jonga te ki wan pan ka jing hikai na nga ai ki
te katnu ta ki khna ki jong phi ba phila eye training hadu
menta hi banda khen kelum lut barok ko nei ki la don ya ka lai spa ngot ye
lai spa ngot te ki ni khna ru muta naka dinaka daw ga jong phi ken ba phi ki yo lat mo ban eye ban i ki sap ki jong ki bakin yo ban supply shwe te haki liang ke jong phi mo ka liang ke jong phi yo supply sha jaka dia fidan supplier ne ki no
ki dan ki bawan sim hi kum to mo ki sim ne ki sunduk kum to te ki ra ki kelang kum to pai
te phi yo order kum no ba pan
ka order hi kalong baro sistem hi nga sa iyo ki order mo na markidon kini ki ba kum haki balang katolik bakidon kini ki pediang komunion nang taba de ki kurkuji yang ter kum tamo tikidon sekijeng ya tho kum kini ki benai telang ul sul dia kum ni dapat habalip like kum do dan ka
Okay. De vila an batai kan dia chpanki designs ki jong pima ba pishnai gini ki mambati.
Lada ngile ada kahan miet ngila ban penwan kat bangimut ngimut ban shna ki sentiau ngimut ban shna ki dieng ki si kat bangi ki kwa ki brio kum tu mo
ki kat bakwa ki brio kap ki order ki brio hi ki pila alut ban le kita ki order ju ki brio mo kap ki order pi bro
subuh kum haki birthday ki kwa ban shna ha itu ifrok itu isapti kelung lane katu kariam ka dress jong kelung lane ka kelung ma te kum ta kenyen ha panwan dor ka rong ka design
te ki rong pat kum no pi use ki rong ma pi pendon kam ki rong yu
ki rong ya ki rong hi ya ki rong te ka don ka wei ka powder ma ka badai hi jong kandil te ngang ngawat kilat kum no bangan le padai bakan kamtat namar uta urong udai baram dor bat dei ban thiat ru si paket bai ta ha ka si paket kalong san spa tengka udai si kg te nga kum no bangan pensting mo ya kata ka jingkhia jong kata ka dor te nga le kum no nga persang ban thiat dakini ke crayons ki ba spho tengka
crayons
jong ki kelung ki tu ki kolor te ubiang tengah sale ada kita.
Te kong pila ban pen iangi kum no pishnai kita ki mambati jong pi.
Nyala ban pen.
Okay, ta yang nyale no. The major two raw materials required in making candles are paraffin wax and wick or thread. Other raw materials apart from these two include different colors, molds, decorative items and fragrances. Other than raw materials, some equipments are also needed for candle making.
Menta ban sedang ban sna yakiniki membati dia ngidei ban pendon kam saneng kong kasaula kani nangta kikiu nangta kani kawang tiêu dầu kiu ha kasaula nangta kawang bok kani kawang pada kadai ka pelong ya umambati bangin thang.
The process of candle making is quite simple. It consists of the following steps. Firstly, the paraffin wax is being hammered into smaller pieces. After breaking it into smaller pieces, some pieces of the wax are then put into a melting pot over the heating flames of the charcoal burner.
Ladang ikwa pada banda ya kakolor ya kirong jong umambati ngin le dikiniki kedon ka kolor jong uhi ka badai ban set ya umambati tang ba kabakam sup pada kadai dakiniki greyons oil pastel kini mo te ngin sim ya ini iwe oil pastel ini kolor ni kwa to de ini irong so mo ngin sim ya ini irong so ngin samik slang hang ni.
A little bit of crayon color is added into the melting pot. It is then being stirred and mixed well with the wax. The wax is being heated to the melting point.
Ya, mentah pada suah bagian sena ya suah bagian tap ya kanika membeti kanika wax kepala haki mul laneki mesin te ngin hap nyat suah yaki ban kuat ke ban nyat yaki mesin pada yaki niki mul kadai tang lang ba kanika coconut oil kenang bau membeti unum bat ladang isai.
Before pouring the melted wax into the molds, The inner part of the molds are being cleaned and rubbed by a cotton of coconut oil so as to make the process much easier, where candles can be removed easily without any difficulty. The kongkini ki numbers pila nakabanta kita ki birthday celebration sa.
Tak gitu. Nakabanta ki birthday.
These are melting pot, pour pot, weighing scale, hammer, cotton and coconut oil.
Uli uksai pada udon da uksai uba ngitiet kilo hi ngithau kilo tang ba sorry menta kasi uni ro ubiang kai ulong uni bangin le yo kandel dia pengen sedang bante mah uni udai urus sentiu kulak kamul jong sentiu kulak.
Then a wick or a thread is inserted in the center of the cavity and tied properly in the indicated places. After the wax is being melted, it is allowed to settle and cool for a few minutes.
Min ie kani kawang skumba 10 minit ie. Namar kam long bangin thek direct. Ya uni pada nga ai kerteng dau star kandil namar uwan hakador jong keluar. Ya kan dia pada nga ai kerteng dau ring kandil. Namar ba ulong kelan-kelan nga ai udah ring kandil. Ya, uni pada udah bigrokan namar udah bahaya bah ulong kumurkan.
Then comes the next part where the melting wax is being poured into the molds of different sizes and shapes. After pouring into the molds are kept aside for half an hour for another cooling process so as to allow the wax for setting. The final and last step is opening of the molds and removing the candles from these molds.
Yang ini modal meri pada ide art tengkai ini pada kadar yang ini kadar si po tengkai ini. pada udah mengajarkan diteruskan terus. Kadar jang unia pada kadai arpau tengkau we.
There are different types of candles: the traditional long white candles, scented or aromatherapy candles, and decorative candles.
Unia pada udah tendang siat. Kini kisiat cloud kisiat iu tu. Ya. Kau ni ngila ban snai membeti. Untuk ngila ban bu I jaka bangin pesyong ini.
The handmade candles are made in the same manner as the mold candles. The difference is just that these candles are being poured in short pipes of bamboo. The designs for these handmade candles are handmade from the scratch.
Mentah nak ni ketendang sian, ngin saya mah ya uni kandel, dia, dah ngin ya wakum uni, dia ha uni apa dia, uplin kemni dan ye, dengan sedang banyak desain kena kakti. Nah ini iwak sebadang kulit ingin siamkan ban bu ya desain. Kum no ngimut desain mah. Ngimut da usentiu ayu kum ta kan nyila ban. Kan ai da bakam sung. Ha kini nga le hi dala dia.
Kam yo jing.
Kelam yo jing hi kai kelam yo ai ru Dia ya ki desain hi ngila ban le habun rukom dai. Subu kami kesentiu ngila ban snah kador kesentiu lili. Kini kesentiu kulam. Dia kirong pada ngila ban ai habun kirong kat bakwa ki beriau kan tu ki ong sna irong sao na sna kumta kan hala lagi jong kirong mah dia komentar ya uni usla pada ya usla ru pin le dai le ya karong green ya greyon bagren sapa yu tang kendian sa sim ya kan ka wax ka badang kulit mah sabu kum ibenta jong isla kan hakini ki benta barok kan dia ya ini ide yang lane isla jong usentiu mah barabar hidai ubah green.
Traditional long tapering white candles mostly used in candle holders are called taper candles. They can vary in length, but their points are rounded where the wick burns and produces light.
Wo itu Krishna kong? Wo itu Krishna?
Udiang kan?
Udiang. Kini hasait kideki?
Kini ki miau kan ban bu ban kamu ijaka bi kisongkai ki miau mah. Haki biang sentiu ne haki kumtak
Ki design pila banchna.
Sa sna bonjak subu la daki ong ki beriau pensna yang
Kalba I order ki brio pi bro. Pila banchna bro ki order ki brio. Persang ban. Te kong pi yo supply bhana te komlu pi supply ro ikini ki mambati jong pi.
Te ya ka jeng supply hita ka baneng kong hi ngayo nang ni nampo mau lai jong hi. Dia nang tu pada kesedang siapa like mukra seorang nang po kumta kelang
Hakashibnai kat no psha yo order bha.
Hakashibnai ni ngam nang kencura namar hakashibnai sai wan siam sunduk mah.
Ti ini ba ishat deliver mo ishat gira kini mambati sha pan chil deliver kini mambati. Kita ki nong order jong pi.
Kat bekia dan kepor bekia pak diberi bentuk dan bekia pak kebalasya lungstan dan kibala pak
Kambun pa ki supply ki wan
yang mentah itu ibu ingin pada ya pun tanah dua tan tinggal suya untuk tang kembang kemudian benai badan ke orang sulia lagi itu kembang bang jadi yang mentah pada ini pun kerja begini nampak kata apa ini bisa kilang thành Spain thành kenapa lagi dia kan
Jowai
juai
Kambun pi yo bha na po shlong hi.
Hal Shillong kemarin mukra ru ka nggak punya
Te kini ki mambati kong kat nu pi de kini ki handmade mambati kan. Ga pishna hi dak ti jong jong.
kum kini te kador jong kini te kalaram bi namar kawak sang ni ro kalakia bah kum ta kat uni usai sem ula pai praspa la dep
te ki bakham rit jong kini pan
ki bakham rit jong kini te lai spa ki don la ki jong te namar ngi hap thau phi kini ngi hap thau kadon ka ba siteng kilo kadon ka ba sikilo kadon ka ba sipawa ngi hap thau ka nya ka ba.
Candles have much more options to offer. They come in a large variety of sizes, shapes, colors, and scents.
Benta PDM bagi le nak benta ki nilalong ready nak benta ki nika also dia mah dia kar pemban le pada ya kini kim dan kam sio bakin sna upan singat ne bakin sna kiding na ne ki na ne bakin tiat membati daun ni bande kiri. Ini ya kini kislah, yang buat di kini kislah ya.
jaka jong di
Oh, ya jaka jong kini kiring niki mila ban le buon teli. Lada santeling unlong sispa, kamu unlong tan sispa si seruya.
The traditional candle demand comes from religious needs. Candles are a must for any religious ceremony. Presently, the demand for aromatic and decorative candles is on the rise. These candles are being used by many households, restaurants, events, parties in brightening up their interior. Creating a perfect indoor ambience is something we all love. Candles have the power to add a special effect to the place, be it lighting up the lighting room or simply somewhere around the house. It creates a comfortable ambience, elevating the look of the room as a whole. Coming to decorative candles, some candles are basically made only for decorative purposes, coming in varied shapes, colors, and sizes. They may not be scented, but their shape and look accentuate the look and style of the house, and decorative candles have complicated but attractive designs. Kong Esther Maulong also achieved many certificates of participation in various exhibitions relating with her work in candle making, such as Meghalaya Khadi and Village Industries Board, established under Meghalaya Legislative Assembly Act 1980, Certificate of 2 weeks Entrepreneurship Development Program training under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Candle making is one of the most popular businesses for beginners as it is very easy to start. Broadly, this is because of the following reasons. Firstly, the investment required to start this business is much less. Secondly, the process of manufacturing the item is simple. Not much machinery is required to manufacture candles. Wax and wick are the important raw materials used to start this business which is readily available in the market. Thirdly, the demand is throughout the year. As you can all see that this is the finishing part of the candle and it looks beautiful and awesome out here, and I'm holding it right here. So yes, with much practice and training, Kong Estimalong became an expert in candle making, crafting lovely scents to fill the beauty and to fill the homes of our customers. And yes, with what she started as a way to earn her income or her living, it has made her believe in herself, and also like she is an inspiration to everyone, and she is the one person who really inspires others to follow her footsteps. Well viewers, with this we have come to the end of this episode of How They Do It. Stay tuned for another episode of How They Do It. Until then, see you all and have a nice time.
पांच टीमें 26 मैच
नाची गाई सबके मन बहलावा।
ये बजर राउंड है अब बेला अहमदाबाद।
आखिरी रास्ता
आखिरी पास्ता
संगीत और क्रिकेट का अनोखा संगम, अंताक्षरी लीग।